Hi, episode 19, April.
All right, I am very excited. We're talking about one of my favorite things and one of your
Mine
favorite
too. I know. I
things.
love
Right,
this.
we line up so much in this one,
Yes.
the same.
I know.
So we're talking about
I need to travel.
travel. We're talking about the importance
Yeah.
of travel. We're talking about
Yeah.
what gets in the way with travel. We're talking about the benefit of travel. Travel is so valuable, right? When we say the word important, I don't know that we always know what the word important means. It
Yeah.
is so valuable to the soul.
Yes.
So,
yes. I'm feeling smiley. Just the word makes me so happy. Yeah. I'm
no,
really glad
I'm
we
with
did it.
you. And I want to make sure we have had a lot of international travel lately. All travel counts. An hour out of town
Yes.
to another state.
Staycations. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yes. But international.
But yes, but
So
international is the place where we have most recently
Yes. Traveled together.
traveled together.
Vietnam. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, such a great experience.
Yeah. But let's dive in. I'm excited.
Yes. So let's talk about travel in general, right? Because when some people think of travel, right, they can be overwhelmed with it. There are a lot of no's and stops and I can'ts, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that, but let's just start with the positive side.
Okay. I like that.
Why is travel so important? What are the benefits of travel?
Well, there's so many levels of benefits, I think. Like on the surface level, we need a break. We need a reset. It's like sometimes you remember who you are, or sometimes you explore things that you aren't, and you discover new things about yourself, and new things about other people, cultures, different ways to be, new sights, new sounds. You expand. Every time I feel like my soul expands. And I've always said there's no such thing as a bad vacation, just good stories. So it doesn't matter if things go wrong or things go right, but it's just expansion in your mind, in your emotions, physically most of the time. I don't even know where to begin, honestly. Yeah.
So I love that there's, no bad vacation, just good stories. And that really is true because we as humans learn as much. Let's say this. We as humans learn more from the mistakes we make than the things that go easy.
Yes.
It helps you plan better and differently when you've had I will never do this again. And I can share the story of traveling with my friend Diane to Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. And in Vietnam, our first stop, I bought a second suitcase and filled it full of things.
Oh,
and then lugged them through
two other countries,
3 stops in Japan.
Oh my gosh.
And I learned then and there that I was carrying things that other people didn't even care about getting, right? It was all about myself. And I learned so much.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother episode, right? About overgiving. But it is I learned so much and I will never do that again. I will never carry.
And we found a solution.
We did
Remember
find a
in
solution.
Vietnam, which was amazing. I was leaving sooner than you were. We did get an extra suitcase. However, we got it at the end.
Right.
And I flew home with it.
You flew home with it.
Because you were going on to another country and it was just, you did not have to suffer.
Right.
Like that's what we always come back to. And so you learned from it and it was great.
So when we think about travel, it expands our perception of other people.
Yes.
Right. How often have we heard, you're going to Guatemala, is it safe?
Oh, that's always the first question. First question I get. Yes.
But you get there and you don't ever feel unsafe. Right. And so it changes our perception of other people. It helps build similarities, right?
Oh my gosh. I need to jump in with this one because I mentioned in another episode when I did the 6-month travel volunteer journey around the world. And I really was looking forward to finding all these differences because of the culture and completely different, France versus Italy versus New Zealand, Australia. And I was ready to embrace it all. I could not believe how many similarities there were. And that just, I don't know, I felt more connected to the world and to people that adolescents are the same. everywhere. The eye roll is universal
Yes.
from adolescence, and siblings are the same. I would see a family, and I knew it was a different language, and I knew exactly what was going on. That sister was bugging the brother, that mom was over it, and I was in China one
Yeah.
time, another time. So anyway, I think that yes, people are going to be surprised at how many similarities there are.
Mhm.
And there may be superficial differences, but we are at core humanity. And at a time when everything is so divisive, it's a beautiful thing to come back to that, to feel that connection.
Yes,
So important.
absolutely. It is. So it
Yeah.
helps us understand how much more similar we are than what
Hmm.
we thought,
Yes.
right? For me, it's always about being present. When
Hmm.
I travel, I actually disconnect sometimes for long stretches, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm disconnected for the first time in months and months and months, and I am present in the moment.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
It's really required of you to pay attention more. And we don't. We're on automatic a lot of times in our lives. Just we go to work the same way. We work the same way. We come home, we eat, we meet our friends. And when you're traveling in unfamiliar territory, and a lot of people who don't like change, this is what they get really worried about. But it forces you to pay attention to signs, to pay attention to travel, to commute, transportation. I can't think of the right word. Um, and your surroundings
Mhm.
and new pathways, and how do I get to the hotel from here? And that is presence over and over again. And that is so good with, getting into alignment is all about being present. And if you can force yourself to pay attention more, it's the quickest way. And I feel so alive and more myself sometimes in completely different surroundings.
Mhm.
So I love that you brought that up.
Well, I think for me, right, when I travel and I'm in a country that I've never been in before, or even a state that I've
Hmm.
never been in for, all of a sudden, right, I've driven or walked or traveled this same road, and then I'm like, oh, I know where I am. And all of a
Yes.
sudden, I'm like, yeah, I could do this. I have, and it's such a sense of
It's
empowerment.
victory, isn't
It
it? Yeah, it's like, oh
is.
my gosh, I did
And
not get
it's little
lost.
mini
Victories.
celebrations for
Hmm.
me. So
Hmm.
I
You're good at
travel
that.
is so enriching, and I am.
Yeah.
I am much better with direction than I would tell you that I am.
Hmm.
Um,
You just need to go to Vietnam to find it.
well, and
Yeah.
Morocco, and
Yes. Right.
I mean, I
Yeah.
just
I saw
have
you in action. It was amazing.
yes,
Hmm.
that I knew where I was and where
Hmm.
I'm going. So and so for me, what that does is it helps us find our strengths that we didn't even know
Yes.
that we needed.
Yes.
And so we can, I mean, just travel is so enriching,
Hmm.
right? Um, and it helps us expand,
And I
right?
thought of another one.
Yeah.
Um, it forced me to ask for help more often than I ever have before. And some
Mhm.
people don't love doing that at all.
Yes.
And I asked for help on a daily basis. Sometimes the help would come to me. I was so obvious. I'd be looking at my GPS with his face, and someone, do you need help? People would offer help so much. I'm like, how do you know? They're like, where do you need to go? And asking for help is so beautiful because it makes people feel happy to assist you. And then you have this little mini connection as well. And just being open and vulnerable to asking for help, I don't know, I feel like that helps me grow too.
So and then I'll say this, and hopefully it'll make sense. We were in
Okay.
Hong Kong and we were going somewhere,
Mhm.
and we got out of the cab and we were confused, and we asked this woman which way to, and she literally took us. I mean, if she could have taken our hand, and she walked us 5 minutes down the way, out of her way
It makes me
to
wanna
get us
cry.
where we were going. And the joy and thoughtfulness of that,
Right.
and just I love humans,
Yes.
and to be able to, that the saying, the compassion of other humans, or the kindness, right? I
Yes.
mean, the generosity of
It is
other
there, it
people,
is
it is
out
so
there,
there.
and it's just such a wonderful reminder of
Yeah,
how
I
many good
remember
people.
thinking, that's me. Next time somebody needs to know how to get to
I'm gonna
Disney,
yeah.
I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show
You're
them
gonna
what
go
to, yes, I'm not gonna
yeah.
just point. I'm gonna
Yes. Here we
because
go. Here's
that,
Space
yeah,
Mountain. Enjoy your
yes,
ride.
here,
Yeah.
enjoy. Yeah.
It's true.
But
It's so
there was so
true.
much generosity
Mhm.
in that.
Everywhere
Yeah.
I've gone, I have found it, and it's I'm eternally grateful every time I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about what happens with the brain, because when you travel, there you are getting a push and pull, right? Like in order to expand, you have to feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
And so the uncertainty creates situations that you have to navigate.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so it
Yes.
builds resilience.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get that resilience, you have to feel uncomfortable.
Distress tolerance is huge. It's so
Yes.
important. I was uncomfortable many, many times,
Yes.
and I vlogged my whole journey, around the world. And every single time I got to a new city, okay. And the first time I was exhausted and overwhelmed, and I had doubt. I said, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Why did I think I could do this? But then anytime you conquer it, like we said, then that's what I fed my brain. Like, I know I'm going to be able to handle this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's that tolerating the discomfort.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be uncomfortable. We rush to get rid of that so quickly. But if you can just sit with it and know it's going to be okay, you'll figure this out, or you'll get someone to help you figure it out. And you expand so much. My confidence grew so much in the survival of the scaries.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you on that. And it is, so let's talk about the objections that we
Oh my
hear
gosh.
from travel, and then we'll come back to
Okay.
what's, some of the solutions for that.
Okay.
So
When I was doing my travels, I would get comments constantly or questions, or when I came back, people would admire me, saying, "Oh, you are so brave. I could never do that. I wouldn't know where to begin. I'd be so scared. I wouldn't know what to eat." And I didn't feel brave, because I think to be brave, you have to be afraid. And I really wasn't afraid. I didn't have fear, but every objection that they would come up with was about fear of the unknown. It was fear of the unknown that would stop them. And I knew I would have unknown moments. I knew that, but that wasn't something that was going to stop me. But it was so much either I like not having enough money to go, not having experience to go, being afraid for your safety, and not knowing how to navigate transportation, not knowing the language. What if I can't find something to eat? Those were some of the things I heard constantly. A lot of it was safety.
I can't.
I
I
can't.
won't
What
be
if?
safe. What if? So all of those objections
Mm-hmm.
trigger the brain for safety, and they shut you down.
Yes.
Right? And so if I can't, I will fall apart. I will be unsafe. It's catastrophizing,
Yes.
right? It's going
Yes.
to be the end. There will be no enjoyment in it. And people have that about international travel, but they also have that about driving on I-4 or driving,
Orlando,
or
right.
flying to someplace local. That people put up those obstacles on the I can't.
Or even like traveling alone.
Traveling
Like
alone,
if somebody
yes.
wants to go on a retreat alone, or just going on a retreat, that, oh, I don't know this. I've never done this
I
before.
won't know
That
anybody.
scares me. I don't know anybody. A lot of times people hold off on the solo travel because they don't know anyone, and I was like ruined. Like, how do I go travel with other people again? Yeah, but that will stop people.
Yeah.
It'll stop people. Yeah.
So what we know is that our brain hears, I might be unsafe, and it kicks in because that's what it's meant to do.
Yes.
And it confirms for you, yes, indeed, you're right. You should be afraid.
Right. And it will find all these things to confirm.
100%.
Absolutely.
You will find all the things to confirm, and it will shut you down. So let's talk about how we work with our brain. And I'll just talk about myself. When I fly anywhere new, airports overwhelm me, right?
Really?
Really? Imagine that.
Yeah. And me, I'm like, oh,
Right.
it's a new airport. What friend can I make? I'm such
Oh
a
my
dork.
God.
I am such a dork.
You talk to people you don't know in the
I do.
airport.
I'm like, you're my friend. You're my friend. It's strange.
That is
it's
not
a
me.
problem. Yes.
But, right, I remember getting to Mexico City.
Mhm.
Now, I have lived in Florida for 30 years. I do, in fact, have some Spanish. I get off the plane in Mexico City,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, my body panics, and it goes into, and I have to, and what I know is I cannot make any decisions on this right now.
Yes.
I need to regulate myself.
Yes. We don't
And
usually
what do you
pause to do that.
We don't.
You
I
feel
do.
it.
I
Yes.
do. I have my moment of panic,
Mm-hmm.
and then I regulate
Yep.
myself. And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden I remember, oh, I can in fact speak Spanish,
Yeah.
but look, they have everything in English. But what
So
I know,
true.
and it's true, it's not just Mexico, right?
No.
It's,
Right.
but that was the last time I really
Mm-hmm.
recognized how much I went through this.
You feel it come up in you. I had it
Yes,
every single time. It
yes,
doesn't mean I landed and the angels started singing. It's like, well, I do have the angels
you do
first.
have, you
I do,
do.
and then the panic comes in every time. Like, oh God, okay, I don't know anything. And that is normal.
Yes,
That is, and it's okay to not fear it.
yeah.
It is so normal.
Well,
And
part of
then,
the language that we
hmm
use is, right, so now I have come to expect this.
yes,
So even before I get off of the plane,
hmm
right, when we are in that process of landing and you have to wait, I always just have a gentle word with myself, which
yes,
sounds like, you're going to be okay. This is going to feel a little overwhelming and
wow,
you've got this. So I
that's
actually
so
have
smart.
that internal dialogue going on.
Hmm
I give myself a little attention and love. I get off the plane, and what I do, and I don't know if you'll notice that I do this, I put my bags down and I readjust. So
Yes, you do.
I
That's what
do.
you're doing.
I
How I
do.
missed that is beyond me. That's so true. But that
It's
because you just need to do it, but it gives you the
It
pause.
gives me the pause. I welcome the pause.
Mm,
And so I welcome the
so smart.
pause. I take the moment that I need. Sometimes you'll even see me do some of the
Oh.
techniques, I'll put my hands up, I'll do
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times it's just a grounding breath and I just focus on being in the moment.
Yeah.
I move out of the way so I'm not
Yep.
being trampled by anybody. I
Mm-hmm.
readjust myself.
Mm-hmm.
I take a drink of water, whatever I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look up and
Mm-hmm.
I look for the things that I know to begin my next part of the journey.
I love this. And I think I do it too, but not consciously. Like I love that you take the time before you get off the plane to do it too. And then when you readjust your luggage. And it's all about, I'm always saying alignment before action. Alignment before action. And that helps you get into alignment
Yes.
because it helps get the prefrontal cortex, we keep saying it, back online,
Yes.
which is responsible for rational decision making, problem solving, paying attention. And it's offline if the fight or flight is activated. And so you can't figure things out and then it gets worse and worse. So
Yeah.
take the time to align first
Mhm.
and then it's going to be so much easier.
Yeah,
I
100%.
love that advice. It's good.
So let's talk about some of the language we can begin to use with ourselves to
Okay.
to actually allow travel to happen at all.
Okay. Yes. I
And
love.
so instead of "you're so brave, I could never do that,"
Mm-hmm.
the language that really helps is, well, travel may be tough, but I've got this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Travel may be, I may feel a little overwhelmed, but I know what to do,
Right.
right? I depend on the generosity of others. Someone's always going to take pity on me and answer my question, and I promise it
Yeah.
always happens,
I
right?
like I like the one too because we what if ourselves to death. It's,
Yeah.
what if this goes really well? What if I could do this?
So what if up, right? You're
What if
what if
up?
up, right?
What
So
if
instead
I
of
can
what
do?
if I fail,
What if I fly? What if what if I conquer this? What if I have this amazing experience? What if this goes right?
yes.
Just to even play with the words and see how they feel, they
Mhm.
immediately feel better. And we don't know how to do that often. Sometimes we just have to make ourselves say the word. What if this goes okay?
Mhm.
And just the wonder. Yeah.
And I will add in what if, even if. Even
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
the plane is delayed,
Mhm.
I'll get there.
Right.
Even if
Mhm.
the plane is bumpy, I'll get there.
Mhm.
Even if the person next to me snores or talks the whole way,
Yes. I'll
I'll
survive.
I'll survive,
I have the
right?
tools inside
Right?
me. I
Yeah.
have the tools I need
Yeah.
to make this a good
Yeah.
experience.
So
Yeah.
it's just beginning to change how
Mhm.
we think about what we're going to do when we travel.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are lots of
Love it.
ways. Yeah, no, there are lots of ways to really embrace that and give yourself that gift
Oh my gosh.
of bigger experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is where I use a lot of energy tools. So
Okay.
are we in that place where we can talk about that?
Let's do it. Yeah, I think this is
All right.
great.
There are 3, and I have shown them before, but I'm going to tell you why I use them.
Mhm.
So the first one is that neurovascular hold, and it's where you put one hand
Yep.
on your forehead and one hand on the back of your head, and you can put
Mhm.
it behind your eyes or down
Mhm.
on your occiput or
Mhm.
cover the whole thing, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. This this brings blood back to your prefrontal cortex,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps regulate your breath, and it helps calm your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And think we do this anyway naturally. How
Mm-hmm.
often have we put our hand on our forehead and thought, "Oh my gosh,"
Right. I
or
forgot
"Oh
something.
no," or
Right.
"I
Right.
forgot," right? Our body naturally knows
Mm-hmm.
the benefit of this.
I need to just say that when you first showed me this, I was like, okay, whatever. And since we started doing these episodes, I teach this in just about every single session I have with the interns I work with. And now, because I do it so often, I feel this like sync up, or I get locked in almost immediately.
Yeah.
Practice with this. You can't just do it for you can do it for the first time, but the more you practice, the benefits are huge. And
Well,
I just realized like this was immediate.
mhm.
Versus the first time I'm like, where do I put? It's just awkward. And okay, I think it feels good. The more you practice these, the more it's like exercising a muscle. And when you work out consistently, then if you need your strength, you have it. It's the same with these.
Well, your
Mm.
body begins to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so
Yeah.
important to say, because our nervous system does not necessarily trust us,
Right.
because it's looking to make sure that we're safe,
Mm-hmm.
and we are not always the best
Right.
at making ourselves safe.
Yeah.
So the nervous system's going to do it. It's
Mm-hmm.
our fight or flight. It's our little
Yeah.
warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you do things like this,
My body immediately like, oh, good, thank you,
yeah,
thank you. I
right.
feel something thanking me,
Yes.
and what a switch
Yes,
from most of my
we are
life.
befriending our nervous system. We
Yeah.
are befriending our
Oh,
warrior.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why I do that one is that it brings blood back to the prefrontal cortex,
Mhm.
right? So it gets the nervous system to start to come down, brings the thinking brain back online.
Mhm.
The next thing I do, which is so important, is I cross. And I know you have seen me do this
Yes.
before. It's called a cross crawl. You
Mhm.
can look it up, and you can do big cross crawls where you're bringing one hand to the opposite knee and one hand to the opposite knee. Those
Okay.
big cross crawls, physical therapists do it, exercise
Mhm.
people do it. It's so ingrained in our bodies,
It's like
because
crossing the midline,
it's
right?
crossing the midline. The right hemisphere of the brain takes responsibility for the left side of the body. The left side of the brain takes responsibility for the right. And so it's
Mhm.
patterning how energy is supposed to cross. So it's just reminding the body. I
Mhm.
don't do anything that elaborate. I take my hand from one shoulder and cross down to the opposite hip, one shoulder to the opposite hip.
Yeah.
I might do this all day long, right? It is such a good exercise to help information integrate,
Mhm.
right? Okay, I'm feeling a little wobbly. I'm feeling a little tongue-tied. I will cross myself.
Do you think anything as you're doing it, like with intention, like, or you just let it do its own work?
So my body's so used to me doing it, it knows what to do.
Okay,
But
that
do
makes
I
sense.
ever? Yes,
Mhm.
100%. If I am trying to learn something new, I
Mhm.
need to remember the directions, and someone says to me, and I go, I have no idea what you just said. Could you repeat that again? I will literally, and if they look at me funny, I'll say, I'm just trying to help my body remember, my brain remember,
Mhm.
because this actually is a learning pattern. So when they're called brain gym exercises.
Yes.
When my daughter was in
Same
school,
with my son.
I
Yep.
would go into the school before testing time, and I
And you're
would teach these.
crossing.
And when you cross,
Yeah.
this improves reading, it
Mhm.
improves comprehension. It is such a benefit. So just
Shoulder to
crossing,
hip, shoulder to hip. I love
shoulder
it.
to hip, shoulder to
Opposite.
hip.
Yeah.
And so it's just a gentle cross crawl.
Mhm.
You can do big cross crawls, but this gentle one is so grounding.
Okay.
So good. And then the last one I do is the Wayne Cook, and you can look it up. There are lots of different examples of this, but
Mhm.
this is where you cross your ankles,
I love this one. We're gonna cross our
and
ankles.
then what you do is you put your arms out in front of you, going like directly out in front of you, and you turn your hands back to back.
Oh, back to back.
So
Okay.
your thumbs are pointing down, your pinkies are at the top, hands are back to back,
Okay.
and then cross one over
Yeah.
the other and link your fingers. We used to do this as kids,
Mhm.
right? It was called the Zoom Kids for all us Gen Xers, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then you can either just lay that in your lap, or you can tuck it under.
Mhm.
For some people, that feels really good.
Love
I
it.
do it so often, I don't even need to do
Mhm.
that. And this is actually so good for many things. It integrates what we're learning, but it is just most simply a stress pose. If I'm on an airplane and it's a little bumpy and I am not feeling great, I'll
Mhm.
do this. right? It's one of the
So easy and
so
accessible. That's
easy
what I love.
access.
Yeah.
You're sitting anywhere. This is for stress,
Hmm.
and it will shift stress. And if you get what I call a response recognition,
Hmm.
which is where you might yawn or you might sigh or you might feel a little bit of, your eyes water or nose water, something shifts,
Hmm.
go to the other side.
Mm.
Repeat this and just shift over
And switch like
and
your
switch your
ankles
ankles
and
and switch your
oh,
hands.
nice.
Such a good exercise, but this is a stress exercise. So that's my trifecta.
That's
If you
great.
said I could only do 3 exercises for the rest of my life, those would
Okay,
be the
you would do
3.
the head hold, the cross
Cross
crawl,
crawl and
and
then the
the
Wayne cook.
Wayne cook, which
And
is
the
the
Wayne cook.
crossovers. Okay.
But these are my travel
Mm-hmm.
go-tos. And so when someone else asks me, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say, let's do a Wayne cook together. If somebody says, I am panicking, I'm going to put my hand
On
right
your head. Yeah.
on, and I might do it on their head if
Mm-hmm.
they're really panicking.
Yeah.
But it is that combination
So great.
that brings us back into our body.
And the more you practice, the more you're going to remember to do it, and
Correct.
it'll work more effectively too.
Well, and anything that you can do to make travel easier,
Yes.
travel enriches our lives. And
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if it's local travel,
Mhm.
it's state travel, it's international travel. The more we put ourselves in opportunities to have new experiences,
Yeah.
the better and more enriched our lives will be.
Mhm. Amen. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world,
Yeah.
and anything that can enhance it is a plus.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you know what time it is?
I do. I have to look at my notes because I had to write it down. Are you ready for this
Oh,
one?
I don't know.
Time for a joke.
Okay.
Okay. Did you know in Ireland the capital city is growing at an exponential rate? In fact, it's Dublin.
Oh, good Lord.
It's really bad.
That's really bad, but
It's really
okay.
bad. You get it.
But I got
That's
it.
really bad.
It's
But
Dublin, yeah.
I chuckled a little.
I was like, Court, what's the
What's the
capital
capital?
city? And I was like, Belfast, no, it's Dublin. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Oh, thank you for tolerating that one.
Yes, all right. Well,
Thank you.
thank you.
Love this and feel so happy right now.
Yes.
Yay.
Let's travel again soon.
Okay, yes.